Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Metro Game 75 here today. Oh, that's too loud, my bad. And here today we're playing this game called Saimin Gakushū Secret Desire. Let's get started. Oh, my bad about the volume, guys. It was just kind of too loud. Didn't mean to put it up there. So, yeah. Let's get into it. This is a famous Mitsuki Academy place firm and tradition where you get a proper education. I only made it into the school because I got lucky with the subjects on the entrance exam, so I really didn't do any hard work to make that happen either. Super smart classmate of mine passed me the details. I know perfectly well who I am, easygoing black jerk with a smart mouth. But I begged him to help me out, and he was kind enough to tell me almost the entire exam. All thanks to him, I got lucky and I got in. Surrounded by all excellent students, my own lack of mental and physical skills quickly started to stand out. The friend who helped me pass got into a big national school, so he didn't even come here. That left me high and dry, completely alone. Life has been hard since my very first day. Did my best try to keep up with lessons in the beginning, but I quickly gave up on that impossible dream. By the second semester, I was clearly a failure and was almost ready to drop out. But there's one ready I'm very happy to have got into, Mitsuki Academy. There are high proportions of cute girls attending this school. There are some average lookers, but all of them come from proper homes and have elegant atmosphere about them. And the cream of the cream, if you'll pardon my poor French of these beauties. That will be the student council president, Tukino Hamiya. I first saw her at our entrance ceremony. She was the only second year, and she gave the student address. A beautiful girl with lustrous black hair and stunning porcelain skin. I learned later that she's the daughter of the chairwoman of Mitsu Academy. She's also a good student, always placing near the top of the tables during testing time. Sexy and smart, she got all the bases covered. The boys want to get with her, and the girls want to be her. Even among the first years, a fan club quickly assembled in her name. She gets special treatment from the teachers as well. Perhaps because the teachers are unsure how to handle the daughter of the chairwoman, but Tsukido's skill at handling that situation too. She remains respectful to the teaching staff while standing, making her positions and opinions clear. An excellent student beyond a reapproach from any corner. My heart has belonged to the President Hamiya from the moment I started here. Unlike others, however, I don't have feelings of respect for longing towards her. I'm not interested in romance, but the President Hamiya is the complete opposite of me. I mean, I also have no points of contacting with her. A beautiful, low flower that I'm unable to approach. I'm sure she doesn't even know who I am. Jeez. I honestly expected this situation to continue forever. But then an unexpected change occurred. It was triggered by the semester and tests. At the school, test results are posted in corridors for all to see. This is a system suited to a low-scoring loser like me. My scores suck as always, that isn't the issue. The issue is one of the girls in my class is giving me grief over it. Eesh, why you gotta get mad at me? Like, fuck off. This girl, Natsuki Fuji, is the signature for the student council. She got a super serious personality and is always trying to get something done or changed. She's pissed me off, but she also got a decent face. In fact, DC is underselling it. This school has plenty of hot chicks, but she still ranks highly. There's still an immature look to her. We're first year, so that's part of it, but she still looks younger than the rest of the girls. She doesn't seem to bother with makeup, and her hair is held back with a simple hairpin that exposes her forehead which is definitely one of her most attractive features. I mean, yeah, that's pretty big. But there's no time to dwell on the fantasies for the spank bank right now. Fuji's coming at me hard, but I tried to put up a fight. This is a problem, right? My bad test scores don't affect you at all, Fuji. She doesn't even want our class to get a ref for being dumb due to me. It's what she's saying. All superficial stuff, nothing to pay any attention to. It's also true, however, that my poor scores are dragging the class average down. I can't debate her on that point. The only pour more fuels on her fire. We're getting quite the crowd of spectators. Just what I needed. None of them are saying much, but they all have to be on Fuji's side in this. Amid the building tension, one of the students finally does speak up. Just hearing this voice makes all spectators start to buzz. It belongs to a student council president, the student Himiya. Natsuki's Fuji's eyes sparkled at the arrival of the best possible backup for her position. Ah, jeez, this is not good. She even got the president. That's the end of me. Any hope I had to fighting back is gone. Well, Fuji tattles on me like a child to her mother. Tattle. Yeah. My test scores are the only start. Teachers getting mad at me for forgetting homework, my bad attitude, it all comes out. This is all the truth. 2. I have no recourse to fighting back. Once Fuji is finished, President Himiya gives me a long, withering look. Her eyes look cold and hard, focused tightly on my face. Hey, seriously. I'm not hurting anyone else, okay? My gift is the gab. It's the one thing I've going for me. But in this situation, I can barely murmur like a mouse. She doesn't come at me hard and loud like Natsuki Fuji. Her voice is calm and collected, but it hits me like a ton of falling bricks. With that, she tilts her head a little. That simple movement is enough to hold attention of everyone around her. That's the student council president of highly reputable school like elegance and appeal personified. I'm a bottom of a barrel close to dropout student. There's no way I'm competing with her. President Himiya keeps her cold eyes on me as she talks. Again, I think this is all really my own personal issue. I still can't fight back. Because she's right. If was someone below me, anyone at all, I slack off more because they would take the heat. Fuji was concerned about our class, but President Himiya is thinking about the whole freaking school. She's a chairwoman daughter, so I guess that makes sense. But she's not going to make me care about the school's standing or successes. Hold it, chairwoman's daughter or not, you don't have... Chairwoman's daughter or not, you don't have the authority to kick me out of the school. That's what I want to say, but I don't get to finish. Oh, shit. Because the palm of her hand intersects at a violent speed with my face, it's also sudden I drop back onto my body in surprise. Even my dad has never hit me. Fucking lies! It seems the title chairwoman daughter is what triggered her attack. She hates it so much it made her slap me almost on instinct. This all seems contradictory to me. The reason she cares about the rep of the school is because she's the chairwoman's daughter, right? But no one steps forward to point out this plot hole. She leaves as though nothing happened here at all, and I'm not sitting on my ass with a stinging cheek. I can only watch her go stunned. Fuji the instigator of everything gives me her own cold glare, and then heads away after President Himiya. Now she knows who I am, but not for any reason to be happy about. I'm in the student's council office thinking about something. That male classmate of Fuji's. Maybe I was flew off the handle a little too hard. I don't care especially about having slapped him, but if it gets around that I deploy such violence, it could cause trouble for me. I'll stop on this, but I quickly covered with that line about the bugs, so it should be fine. All the kids who were there should be on my side too. His name is apparently Soichi Kano. I did a background check if Fuji was right about him. He's always the bottom for the test scores, often forgets his homework, and has poor attitude in class. It upsets me that someone like him is even attending this school. I've always been a good student, but I've also worked very hard to maintain that position. Even with the student council duties, I still study many times harder than anyone else does. I won't let anyone say my success is purely nepotism. I'm proud of having paved my own way, which is why I can't forgive such a loser, lazing around, never working hard, disgusting. I took my current position through my own hard work, which is why I hate being called chairman with his daughter. That said, I'm not planning to take on any special steps. Fuji is in his class, so for now I'll just have her keep an eye on him. He's a first-year boy, after all. To be brutally honest, that means he's completely beneath my notice. President Hamida slapping me silly quickly spreads around the school. Nothing spreads faster than the latest hot gossip, and with fresh embellishments added along the way. Soon people are saying the slap was to stop me from attacking Fuji. That I called her a fucking chairwoman's daughter face, which would have been slap worthy. I had to admit, in the worst case, some people even claim that I slapped myself. Up until this point, my classmate had treated me normally. They might have been grumbling behind my back about the dropout loser dragging them down, but I didn't hear about it. After the slap, the name Soichikan was quickly branded as an enemy of President Hamidu, and also the entire school. I started to be best at ignored, and at the worst picked on. Just quit already was carved into every desk I sat at. My locker was filled with threatening letters from President Hamidu flocking of faithful followers. Nothing is done to me directly. These are kids are from good houses. After all, they might not shy for violence, but also they don't need it. They're smart. They can make my life hell without leaving bruises. Even the threats I receive are little real evidence of anything without the correct context. If it didn't suck so much, I'd almost be impressed by their skills. I'd known I was the bottom of the barrel, but this is still hard for me to handle. At my wit's end, I'm forced to take things to the teacher. Ayako Sasagawa, the teacher responsible for my course of study. Mitsuki Academy is a place of traditional meaning. Many of the staff are in the older age range. Miss Sasagawa comes in pretty young when compared to them. She'd be a lot more appealing if she smiled a bit more, but she always has such a bleak expression on her face. Of course, I was aware that Miss Sasagawa certainly isn't obligated to treat her students with any kind of familiarity. Miss Sasagawa, can you do anything about this? I played my case, but it seems to fall deaf ears. The fact that she's so stubborn and unforgiving is exactly like all the other old teachers. Ah, man, I have no reply for that. Harsh, but ultimately true. After getting home, I sit in my room and sigh. I guess it would be nice to turn things around. I roll on my bed, think things over. There seems to be only one way out of this. Just as Miss Sawagawa said, I actually need to do some studying. Even if I can't reach the top, if I can beat the average, then I'll have people below me to distract the others. If I take this seriously, I should be able to achieve that much. It would be nice to be on the other side of this, looking down on the losers. Okay, I'll try my best. I'm feeling pretty motivated. I leap up from the bed and head over to the desk. I just want to change the position I'm in, that's all. 1 hour later, back in the bed. Oh shoot. I was so lazy thinking I could come back from this was the height of foolishness. Damn it! If only there was a way to boost my grades more easily. I gave a sigh, lying on the side while searching the net on my smartphone. The only things I see are average or for cram schools and study books. There are many different methods, but in the end, you still have to study. I'm willing to put the work in it when it comes to porn, but anything else, I just don't have it in me. But I continue to search my desperate, even if it feels futile. I follow a series of strange links. Suddenly my phone screen turns black. Crap, what did I just click? Some kind of malware? I type briefly on the screen and then some lettering appears. It looks like a site with a special entry portal. Learning things easily in your sleep. You will believe the benefits of the sleep and learn 3,000. Sleep and learn 3,000. That sounds totally bogus. Can't be real. Everyone will be using it. But I remain on the site. If this is real, if I could learn everything I need while I'm sleeping, that would be incredible. The desire to get better grades without hard work is driving me nuts. The price of the machine is perfectly positioned. A little high if it's fake, but nice cheap if it's real. After agonizing over it a little longer, I eventually pressed the purchase button. Any pour in a storm, so they say, a pour involving sleep, even how better. I sigh again, not for the first time today. My sleep and learning through to the rise a few days later. I considered the possibility that nothing would come at all. So this gets my hopes up again. Once I open the box and look inside, however, I'm quickly disappointed. It contains 2 speakers and it's small enough to fit in the palm of the hand and main unit with a play button. There's also a small wireless remote control. It looks like one of those old portable music players that had memory card inside. In fact, it looks exactly like one of those, like I've just been sold a music player. I pull it all out of the box, frown fixed on my face. Even if it doesn't work, I can still use it to listen to music. What a loser thing to say. I already use my phone to listen to music. I don't need a separate player. I just don't want to accept that I've been tricked. There's a manual along with it, so I decided to give it a chance and start reading. It's actually a thick document which returns some hope to me. I bet it's packed with excuses like effects may vary between individuals. Pressing the start button will emit a sound that induces sleep in the subject. It sounds like alpha waves or some kind of new age healing. This sound inaudible to human ears, but it will have a powerful effect. The manual also goes on about REM and non-REM sleep and other technical stuff, but I can't be bothered to read all of that. It sounds like it plays some kind of sound that puts you to sleep. Whatever is stored on the memory card is played back, and that's what you remember. I just had to give it a try. The face of the speakers is very important. Point them directly at your ears. They could be a few meters away. Place the speakers to left and right of my pillow. I can't help feeling that the earbuds or headphones would have made more sense, but at this point, who cares? I guess some people have trouble getting to sleep with their ears covered over it. Now I need to decide what to study. Study from the providing samples, I guess. One of the memory cards contains some English words, including spelling, meanings, so I chose that. I lie out face up to the bed and adjust the angle of the speaker at the side of my head. Okay, that looks good. Pointing them directly at your ears isn't that easy. Then I press the button on the remote control. And the next instant, I'm already tumbling to sleep. A short while later, I wake up amazed. I wasn't feeling all that tired, and yet I dropped right off. Seriously, this shit might actually work. I checked my watch to see I've been sleeping for about 30 minutes. It seems the sleep effect is real, at least. The issue now is, does the learning part also work? Even as I wonder, that English words float up into my head. It's not just the words, but also the pronunciations and meaning. But these could just be words I already knew. I muttered to myself, holding my head in both hands. I wouldn't normally use these long, difficult words. I never studied that hard. There's no way I would know them. For a moment, I had the feeling of words being stuck there, added to the inside of my brain somehow. But even that feeling quickly melts away. Soon I'm starting to feel like I've always known this information. Just to make sure, I took out the memory card and checked it on my PC. The sound data it contains is identical to the information inside my head. Could it be that easy? Can memories really be created like this? So if I can learn everything while I need to sleep, this is the best. My grades are headed through the roof. I'm dancing around my room at the discovery that the machine is real. Now that I know it actually works, I sit down with the manual again and read it thoroughly. When making a recording for the memory card, speak slowly and softly, like reading a bedtime story to a child. Right, that makes sense. You need to be able to hear each word. The samples I contain about 10 words in English, so I need to record those words and other stuff I want to learn. Huh? Hold on a moment. I frowned suddenly realizing something. There's going to be a whole bunch of words I need to learn. Who's going to record them all? There might be CDs or other materials I could use for English, but what about math? How to handle that one? I'm going to read out formulas and how to solve them. I can't imagine learning math will be possible just by listening to someone talk about it. Even if you tried it, you need some major preparation first. Damn it, this thing is a piece of crap. You need to learn anything contained on the memory card, no problem there. But preparing record memory cards like that for every subject will be an insane amount of work. Maybe they'll sell that stuff separately. I hurry back to the site I got the device from and find a page from just a few days before no longer opens. Just a classic 404 error displays, nothing else. Looks like I've been the victim of a hit and run. They must have known about this issue from the start. Or maybe the company went under all of the complaints. There's no way to find out, and the result is the same for me. Crap, I've been tricked. The effects are real, of course, so tricked I might be difficult to prove in the court of law. But if I can't use it to study, then I feel justified using tricked. I toss the money aside and throw myself onto the bed. I need to rub one out and try to relax a little. That thought suddenly makes a new connection in my brain. Hold on, so I can't use it to study, but I can use it for something else? The effects of the machine do seem quite potent. Maybe there are other ways I could use this. I recall the condition I was in after using it myself. Almost immediately after using it, I already had the sensation that I possessed this knowledge all along. Rather than sleep, learning. This is moral luck and forced learning. Words like hypothesis and even brainwashing pass through my head. So what if I didn't use this on myself but other people? What if I could make them learn whatever I wanted without them even realizing it? And what if them was a rare and aloof flower? Student Council President Tuskino Committee. I swallow audibly. Then I leap up from my bed and grab the manual from the floor. This time I can carefully read the entire thing, including the parts I skipped over last time. Okay, REM and non-REM sleep. When something I don't understand comes up, I go online to research it. I'm lazy and I hate studying. Sheesh. What secret desire? I read the manual thoroughly and understand pretty much all of it. That said, I couldn't tell for sure what without actually taking a test from this. So I had to run an experiment and confirm the effects of this device. Rather than using myself, my mom provides a nearby easily accessible target. I don't want anyone else to find out about the device, so I had to proceed with caution. My mom always sits on the sofa in front of the TV. She watches TV there for hours, so I had to exploit this habit for hers. In the middle of the night, I set the learning device up in the living room. I put the speakers quite far away so that they won't be noticed. Then I adjust them to suit what I presume will be the position for ears. The memory card is already set up and ready to go. After making all these preparations, I return to my room. Morning comes and I head off to school like normal. Oh boy, I got a little home a little earlier than normal. I head home and pick it to the living room. My mom doesn't notice me and doesn't turn around. After confirming she's sitting on the sofa like normal, I press the switch on the device remote control. My mom, who was just watching TV, immediately slumps down into a deep sleep. The speakers were quite a distance away from her, but they seem to be work without a hitch. Now I just need to see if the learning part works. It's my mom. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I don't want to destroy my home life or my family. At this stage, I just need to confirm the effects. Anything will work for that. I watch my mom sleep, wondering if it will work. Turns out, at dinner time, my dad is perplexed by the spread before him. So she's father, what are these pea sprouts? What's going on here? The table is groaning with dishes made using pea sprouts. That's just something I came up with my own. In reality, there's no such thing. Wow, okay, I've never heard of this before. My mom was talking about it as if she'd known this her entire life. It seems the learning has firmly taken root. This isn't very different from what I experienced myself. But simply thinking that today is Pea Sprouts Day, and then acting upon it like this are two different things. I've done more than just give her some fake knowledge she's implemented in her life. Because she thinks today is Pea Sprouts Day, she's made all these Pea Sprouts dishes for us. The result of that is here on the table in front of us. The actions people take are based on everything they have experienced and learned in the past. Open the window if the weather is hot. Not touching the stove because it will burn you. This is a situation which I've seen before, so this is the solution simple. With this, I know that I can do more than give people knowledge. I can make them act on it too. I'm so happy I'm throwing a party inside my head. I still have some questions, however. For example, what if the person possess opposing knowledge prior to the learning? A little kid not to jump if out in front of a moving car. So what would happen if I had someone learn to do just that? Of course, it goes without saying that I'm not going to try quite such a dangerous experience as that. I wonder how long we'll go for this video. I tuned my experience for a number of days, testing out all sorts of things. When at school, I keep my head down and play along in the class. Make sure not to stand out. I haven't had a change of heart after the slapping the other students had this. The other students and the student council in particular have to be watching me closely. I need to put my best foot forward for a while and alert them into a sense of safety. While I still think it's a pain in the ass, I've been using the sleep and learning group 3000 to boost my performance a little. Just recording myself reading the textbook onto the memory card and learning that has been helpful because at the same time I've been putting a careful orchestrated plan into place. Under the current circumstances, getting close to the present is not easy for me, so I decided to make use of someone else. I don't have anyone at school who I'm close with. Even if I did, I wouldn't have them take part in this plan of mine. I'm the only one who's going to benefit from this. As a result of investigations, I settled on the Mitsuki Academy school nurse. She's a woman who has worked here a long time named Kinuyo Marui. She's always kind of friendly with everyone, and all the students trust her. That very trust is what I'm going to exploit. Of course, she isn't willing to take part in any plan against the student council president, so I'm going to use the learning device on her. I've never really been to the nurse's office in all my time at the school. If the nurse had been young and sexy, I would have found a reason to pay her a visit. But Miss Marui is rather old, not really my thing. I had no reason to be interested in her prior to this. Now I decided to go to the nurse's office and find a way to make contact with my target. I say I'm worried about my current situation and ask for advice. It's true that I've been bullied, so that lets me I need to stick to the truth. But I don't want her to take things too seriously and blow them out of proportion. So I make comments about just wanting someone to listen and being able to make it through on my own. The kindly old nurse listens to everything I have to say to you. Her face plays in and calm up the whole time. I make a few visits and she listens. Always tries to cheer me up. She really is such a nice person. I'm almost not sure about going through with this, but it's not like I'm going to hurt her directly. I'm going to maintain that caring personality while adding just a few new ideas of my own. After visiting the nurse's office multiple times, I know that I'm ready to seize my chance. With everything in place, my plan goes into operation. Marie steps out for a moment, and I take out the Sleep and Learning 3000. Just like when I used it on my mom, I place the speakers a safe distance away to the left and right. Once Miss Marie comes back, I make sure both speakers are pointing right at her ears, and I wonder what happens. Oh shit. As school nurse, I'm always thinking of the students. Every student at the school is like my own precious child. I want to care for them physically and mentally and help them live every day to fulfill right up to the graduation. It's been this way for the longest time. Right now, especially focus on one student. Student council president Tusino Hamamiya. She's always so busy, meaning she's always looking worn out. I want to bring her to the nurse office, hoping to let her get a little rest. As I'm thinking about this, walking out the corridor, I see her coming the other way. I move over and talk to her at once. She's so prim and proper, giving me an elegant bow. Her hands are full of documents and books. I look intensely at Hamiya's face for a moment. She doesn't look very keen on the idea, but this is just for her own sake. I need to take her with me. My sense of duty as school nurse compels me.
30分ほどでいいからベッドで横になって。それだけでもだいぶ違うし。
はい、わかりました。それじゃあ少しだけ。
I take Hamiya's hand. Yo, then we head towards the nurse's office, with me almost dragging her along behind. Oh boy. I wait on one of the beds in the nurse's office, excited about the prospect of what will happen next. The sound of the door opening makes my ears perk up.
はい、どうぞ。手前のベッドを使ってちょうだいね。
わかりました。それでは30分ほど休ませていただきます。
I hear Miss Maruya and President Hamiya talking and celebrating inside my head again. Things are going according to plan. I'm on the bed and in the back, and the curtains is drawn, meaning we can't see each other. I still don't want them to pay any attention to me, so I hold my breath to keep quiet. I didn't have Miss Marie learn anything else especially difficult. Mainly about the Tuscano. Hamiya is being exhausted from her duties and needs to take a break in the nurse's office. That is pretty much in alignment with her thinking as school nurse. President Hamiya will have no reason to reject her offer either. Miss Murray has been working at the school for many years. Any proposal we make require genuine consideration. That's just me being optimistic, of course. President Hamiya could easily set something is up. I'm happy it seems to have worked out so far. I hear the curtain sound, the curtains closing, then the bed creaks. She doesn't seem that concerned about someone being on the other bed. Maybe she thinks it's okay because Miss Marie is here. Or maybe she just wants to get a quick rest and get back to the student council. If she knew I was lurking here next to her, she probably would be resting so easily. The device is already in place. Of course, the speakers are just placed on each side of the pillow. I'm not a moron. Anyone would spot speakers placed like that. I set them up high on the curtain rail. I adjusted the directions of the speakers so that they will point at her ears when she lies on her back. The pillow is always in the same position, so I'm guessing where her ears was easy. Then I just wait for my moment. I press the button on the remote. I immediately hear sleeping sounds from the next bed. She's fallen asleep faster than would be naturally possible for sure. This work of the sleeping learning 3000, no doubt about it. My heart's racing. I take the edge of the curtain and pull it back to take a peek. Person is sleeping on her bed. Ah, jeez. I can't help but swallow at seeing her so defenseless. She's already beautiful, and putting her asleep only magnifies that further. Could it be because that harsh edge to her personality is removed from her expression? Her lashes out look even longer than normal with her eyes closed, which has the effect of sending people into a deep sleep. That's the REM, not REM sleep manual was talking about. But there's still a chance of her waking up. If she wakes up now, that's the end of all my plans. I need to keep focusing on getting my learning into President Hamiya's head. Take a deep breath and then close the curtain again. And I glance over at Miss Marie. She's sitting at her desk writing something down. No problem with her. Whatever Soichi Kinu does in the nurse's office, don't get involved. I've had her learn that too. All the bases covered. If I can just complete the learning for the President Hamiya, after that, everything will fall into place. This isn't the time for anything else. Not yet. Exactly 30 minutes after she falls asleep, smartphone alarm rings out. President Hamiya must have said it herself. I heard the curtains open, then her voice. Her voice is clear and loud, just like before she went to sleep. But now I've completed my lesson for President Hamiya. 30 pack minutes, the full works. That's also something I implanted. To make her a short break in the nurse office once every 2 days. When I tried it myself, it really did help me maintain focus for the rest of the day. If she experienced the same thing, then she'll start to think these breaks are worth taking. If she doesn't suspect the ideas, I've had her learn that she shouldn't reject this idea either. That's...
忙しい時ほど休息は大切だから。
I listen to the two of them talking, and a grin spreads on my face. Of course, that isn't the only thing I had her learn this time. I'll be able to check on the effects of my other efforts tonight. I head home looking forward to the fun times ahead. After my evening meal, I'm sitting working at my desk. I've finished my homework. I start preparing for tomorrow. I simply can't study enough. I have to maintain my position as an outstanding student. My special position as the chairwoman's daughter and student council president. That pressure is far more intense than for anyone else. Working hard like this reassures me and will lead to further confidence if I get results. This is how I've always lived my life.
これでいつもの日課は終了ね。さて、それじゃあ。
For my preparations for tomorrow, I decided to try a new student method. It's a method thought of myself to grade my own student materials. There are many student study materials out there in the world, but I'm not sure just reading them really helps me to learn. If I make them for myself, I'm sure I'll better understand the entire process. I thought of this idea after school today. I'm not sure why I didn't decide to do this sooner. This is going to improve the efficiency of my studies, I'm sure of it.
まだまだ私も発想力や想像力が足りないのね。
So I have decided to focus on health class, in particular the structures and workings of male and female bodies. I haven't studied this area as hard as the others in the past, even though I'm aware of it. I'm aware it's the most important of all subjects.
ちょっとしたことでムカつだったわ。今までおろそかにしてたから頑張らないと。
Open the health book. All the images are tastefully abbreviated with no intricate details displayed. That's why my creating more details reference for myself is such a good idea. What a great way to start off. Night that I'm sitting looking at my PC and able to keep calm. My eyes flash with anticipation. Data has just arrived to the file server, so I set up ahead of time. Quite a lot of data too. Yes, I did it. My lesson for her in the nurse's office has paid off in spades. That was something. This is pretty much of a hentai too, guys. I headed to school in the morning, yawning repeatedly. As I passed through the grades at Mitsuki Academy, I hear people buzzing behind me. I turn around to see President Hime arriving. Other students are all saying hello to her, and she's replying. She only has to show up, and she's become the center of attention. All it takes is one gentle smile from her, and anyone, boy or girl, is captivated. The younger girls look completely besotted, but President Hime herself doesn't seem overly aware of this, just being natural about everything. From her elegant walk to her cool eyes, she doesn't seem overly influenced by what others are thinking of her. Have everyone look at her is part of her everyday life. After all, she's student council president. What's next, though? That's the question. If I screw things up, I'll be ruined. I don't have a full understanding of the effects of the device yet, so I need to proceed with caution. Might be getting too cautious, but that's better than rushing to steps. You know, if you're going to do this stuff, I highly suggest buy like 2 or 3 in case of one, you know. Right now, it will be almost impossible for anyone to work out as I was behind this. I decided to use the same methods and try something else. More verification required. First, I'll just go a little further with my next lesson. Well, that is the lesson for there today, guys. So, that is the end of today's video, everyone. So, thank you very much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.